Hello folks, and welcome back. The pond's looking particularly green at the moment, and I'll explain why in a minute. First, let's have a look at the fish. Loving this Ginrin Chagoy from Cuttlebrook Koi Farm at the moment. It's really put on some size and started to darken up in colour now. Now I think it's a combination of the pond water going green and the Nutrimare koi food I've been feeding the fish. But the skin quality and the colour of the fish is absolutely fantastic at the moment. We'll have a closer look at this yellow monkey in a minute. But they're really enjoying the Nutrimare koi food. It seems to have gone down a real hit with them. They're eating about 500 grams a day at the moment in that mixture of the floating and sinking food. And I'm not getting any ammonia or nitrite readings yet, so I could probably up that a little bit more now. We're experiencing a heat wave in the UK at the moment, so in this video I'm going to talk about what I do to recycle pond water and make the most use of it. Wow, look at that thing. That's fantastic. The colour and scalation on it is amazing. And that Ginrin makes it look like a bar of gold. Amazing. So, mains water in the UK isn't cheap, and I think it makes sense to get the best use of it. So, behind my filter shed I have a 200 litre blue barrel with a 10,000 litre per hour submerged pump in, and when I clean my filters, the K Plus Advanced filter, all of the wastewater is pumped directly into this blue barrel, and then that is pumped underground up into this 1,000 litre IBC tank next to my greenhouse. And I've got a few different hose attachments which I then use to fill up watering cans and also watering the garden. Pond water is full of nitrates, which is fantastic for growing plants. This year I'm growing tomatoes, potatoes, cucumbers, and I use the recycled pond water to water those. I've also got a couple giant pumpkin plants that are getting plenty of pond water as well. So it's going to be interesting to see what these are like by Halloween. Right, you join me in the filter house now, and the reason my pond water has turned green is because my amalgam UV was off for a week. I've got it back on now, and the reason I had it off was because I was treating the pond for more parasites. So I'd noticed a few fish sulking on the bottom, and there'd be more flashing going on. So I scraped a couple of fish and I found Trichodina, which was different to the parasites I had earlier in the year, which were Costia and Flukes. Now, my go-to treatment for things like Trichodina and Costia is usually Alparex. This is a particularly strong treatment, and it can really knock back your filters as well. And with it being in the summer now, I didn't really want to limit my filters any more than I had to, as I wanted to keep the fish feeding and growing while in the peak summer season. And that led me to try the new FLUKE-EX product. So this has got some really great reviews for treating skin and gill flukes. Also, on the packet, this is quite effective for treating Trichodina as well. And I spoke to the manufacturers of this, and they said during testing it had quite reasonable results as well treating Trichodina. And importantly, it doesn't affect your filters as well. So I thought I'd give this a try to see if it worked. So I followed the recommended dosage on the packet, and I mixed it up in a bucket with a submerged pump, which you'd have seen before on the channel, and then I added it to the pond. I've had my UV turned off for 7 days following the treatment, just to give the product time to work, and hopefully it will treat the Trichodina and pick up any remaining flukes that may be in the pond as well, just in case. So it's been a couple of weeks now since I added the FLUKE-EX treatment to the pond, and important to say, I haven't re-scraped the fish to check, but just going on their behaviour, the fish are looking much better. There's no sulking on the bottom now or flashing going on. I don't want to net the fish again and re-scrape them, as I think it unnecessarily stresses them out, particularly in the main growing season. But just going off their behaviour, I think the FLUKE-EX has done something to get rid of the parasites. So my early first impressions are that it seems to have done a good job. But I'll keep a close eye on the fish and see how things progress for the rest of the year. This Saito Ginrin Crashugoi here is doing really well. It's really starting to bulk up now. The colours on it are fantastic. And of course the ever hungry yellow monkey. This thing is getting absolutely monstrous now. Going back to the recycling pond water, you can actually save some money here by contacting the water companies, as most offer a sewerage abatement. So basically you get charged for the mains water that comes into your property, and then there's another charge for the water you put down the sewers. But if you've got a pond like me, and the water from your pond is then used on the garden instead of being put down the sewers, you can actually get a discount of your bill for the quantity that you use for not putting down the sewers. Well worth checking out, as it could save you a few quid over the year. Well, it's a cracking time of the year now to be out by your pond and enjoying your fish. Hope everyone's well, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.